ASEAN joins US military to intercept Chinese warship in South China Sea. The U.S. has sent 3 naval ships on patrols near oil and gas operations off Malaysia's coast in recent days. A show of support for the Southeast Asian nation, whose offshore explorations in the South China Sea have faced pressure from China. The littoral combat ship USS Gabrielle Giffords on Tuesday sailed close to a drill ship named West Capella, contracted by Malaysia's national oil company. After 2 other U.S. naval vessels patrolled there last week. The U.S. Navy called these presence operations. A standoff between China and Malaysia over potential natural gas and oil reserves beneath the South China Sea appears to be ending as research vessels from both nations moved away from each other. Following stepped up the U.S. Navy presence in the last several weeks. On Tuesday, West Capella, a Panamanian-flagged drill ship hired by Malaysia's state-owned Petronas, completed its scheduled work in a part of the South China Sea. For weeks this spring, West Capella was tailed by China's government-owned research vessel ANGKAS, and armed Chinese Coast Guard and China maritime militia vessels, Reuters reported. Counter the implied threat posed by China's armed ships, USS Gabrielle Giffords, LCS-10, USS Montgomery, LCS-8, and USNS Cesar Chavez, AKE-14, conducted presence operations near West Capella. In late April, USS America, LHA-6, USS Bunker Hill, CG-52, and USS Barry, DDG-52, sailed with the Royal Australian Navy frigate HMAS Parramatta, FFH 154, in the same part of the South China Sea. There is no better signal of our support for a free and open Indo-Pacific than positive and persistent U.S. naval engagement in this region, Rear ADM Fred Catcher, the commander of Expeditionary Strike Group 7, said in a Navy news release. As of Wednesday, the Chinese ships appeared heading in a different direction from West Capella and a nearby Malaysian naval auxiliary ship, KA Bungamas 5, according to publicly available ship tracking data. Last year, ANGKAS was involved in a similar standoff with the Vietnamese drilling ship HILARIO 5 in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone near the Fiery Reef. according to a December report by the Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. ADOR started in June and lasted 4 months, according to CSIS. During this time, ANGKAS 8 was escorted by Chinese Coast Guard ships and other maritime militia ships. The CSIS report concludes ANGKAS 8's survey area closely matched a group of oil and gas exploration blocks that the China National Offshore Oil Corporation unsuccessfully offered up for foreign bidding in 2012. At times, based on satellite imagery and ship positioning information, the Chinese Coast Guard cutters appeared to focus on blocking or impeding the Vietnamese vessels' operations in the same region, the CSIS report states. The 56-meter Vietnamese vessel is effectively unarmed and less than half the size of the 138-meter 5303. One of China's advanced Type 818's Haoduan-class cutters, which sports a 76mm cannon, the CSIS report states.
In the past several weeks, the US and Australian navies were determined to send a message to China's government that such actions would not go unnoticed and unchallenged. Routine presence operations, like Gabrielle Gifford's, reaffirms the US will continue to fly and sail freely, in accordance with international law and maritime norms, regardless of excessive claims or current events. Vice ADM Bill Merce, the commander of the U.S. 7th Fleet, said in the news release, "The U.S. supports the efforts of our allies and partners in the lawful pursuit of their economic interests."